What's up, guys? We're back here at the GSL Code S. This is the final best of 3 for the final day of the round of 32.
It is going to be a good one, Tasteless. MMA already dropped out. Curious already through. Not something you expect to hear in that order.
Nothing against Curious, but yeah, I mean, Sacsri in the winner's match, and then SOS bopping MMA pretty hard.
Yeah, he killed him dead. No doubt about that. So he's going to be going up against Sacsri now. We'll have to see what Sacsri can bring to the ZVP table. SOS, quite a fearsome player there. Had some crazy, wild games with Curious, but you can't even look at those games and learn anything. I hope Sacsri didn't even watch them, because it's like SOS probably won't reuse any of that. The games were so weird that there's like nothing to learn, you know?
I have to say this is probably...
Scout your main.
the biggest challenge right now is for Sacsri is probably this game. I'd say in his whole career, this opponent, SOS, hard to predict. He gets in your head. He has every build imaginable. And Sacsri, in his first GSL Code S, is one best of 3 away from moving on to the round of 16.
Well, that would be a big thing for him to move on to that round of 16. Then he could still be in the contention for that Royal Road that you really don't think he has any chance of getting. So...
yeah.
You're going to really regret this at the end, Tasteless.
I will be the fool then, Artosis. We're going to go into King Sejong Station for map number 1. Expedition Lost will be map number 2. And if we go to map number 3, it will be on Overgrowth. This is going to be interesting to see, specifically on this map. It's been around for a long time, and SOS has shown us every strat out there. But, what does Sacsri have in store for us? Does Sacsri actually go for early aggression to clinch control of the game early on and try to dictate it from there? Anything's possible. And that game is now loaded up, so let's get ready for our final best of 3 here. Today's GSL Code S. In the bottom right in the red, he is
Mind Sanity Sacsri.
in the upper left in the blue, our Protoss player.
Gene Green Wings SOS.
Alrighty, let's see it.
As I'm sure many of you know, you should be down here in the studio. It's free. We do a lot of giveaways down here. You can see the pros in person.
Yeah.
Maybe get an autograph.
Yeah, you can look at our backs.
You can look at our backs and be like, God, those guys do look like they play computer games all day.
Yeah.
Posture is horrible.
That's right. By the way, pretty early pool here.
Yep.
Unfortunately, SOS wins that build order trade-off. Gateway at the ramp.
Oh, excellent.
15
years.
That's right.
He wants to buy us alcohol.
So kind.
We made it, Artosis.
So kind.
We did it. Now, in this game, you're totally right. This is actually, so far, a build order advantage here.
Pretty big one, too. You know, the gateway at the ramp, that's like the safest, that's the safe greedy opening for a Protoss player. That's like, you are covering all of your bases. You're being as greedy as possible while being as safe as possible. And he will see that there are Zerglings being built. That is an early pool. He will skip making that Nexus because that's how this works out. And you'll be able to get Zealots out, go into Mothership Core, take that base. And there's not anything that Sacsri can truly do to capitalize on this build, you know?
Yeah. Well, let's see what Sacsri does from here. I don't know why SOS always comes out on top and stuff like this. It's just so funny to me.
Well, that's
There's
just
something about
his nature.
SOS where he's just like the Roadrunner in every Wile E. Coyote cartoon, you know?
He's like meep meep.
He's like meep meep.
He's all meep meep and people are like
and then his
trying to throw
opponent's
cages on him.
eyeballs come out of his head and it's like, wow!
And then their own dynamite blows up on them.
Yeah. Their Acme trap doesn't work.
Yeah.
So we see this a lot. He's trying to just minimize damage. The next Zealot will come out and try to engage. The other Zealot actually blocks off that entrance.
You just do a little bit of micro dancing, and that's... SOS has to be feeling completely fine at the moment.
Although judging by SOS's facial expressions, we'd never be able to tell.
Yeah, he's I mean, he smiles really big sometimes. Like, I don't know, when he wins 100 grand or so, you can definitely find him smiling a lot.
You see him on camera and he's like,
interviews
yeah, I
and
like
stuff.
money.
In the game, though, he's just kind of cool and collected and cucumber-like.
He is a bit cucumber-like.
Yeah, he's cucumber-torial.
Cucumber-torial?
Yeah.
Okay, we got the Nexus coming up here next.
Yeah, and looks like he is going to go ahead and pressure a little bit here. Does have these 2 Zealots out, of course. Pretty decent micro there from Sacsri. Fortunately, losing a lot of Lings for 1 Zealot so far. Yeah, for 1 Zealot, that's definitely not what you want to do.
So Ling speed started the same time as the Stargate. This looks a little bit like some of the older builds we saw way back in early StarCraft II. He did not spot that, right?
No.
He did not.
He
Okay.
didn't see that. So that's a little bit rough. Like, it's definitely something he has to think about, that there could be a Stargate in there. He knows he didn't get a full scout, and he should know that it's very obvious enough gas has been collected for something to be chosen. Okay, he's going for Baneling all in.
Well,
it's something that can work.
Yeah, I mean, I guess if you're going to do it against anybody, this is the guy to do it against. You know, SOS is so kind of alien-like in his PvP, or PvZ, excuse me, execution and the way he controls the game. Why not take a little bit of a gamble here? Everybody's had to do it to get deep in Code S. And just go for some kind of a Ling Baneling attack. Now, there is an Oracle coming out here, which is not bad against this, you know, but it's not.
Yeah, it clears up Lings very, very quickly.
I guess the problem is, how do the Lings break in? I mean, excuse me, when the Lings do break in, where do they go? Oh, he actually got that Overlord.
You know, one thing I do want to point out is that he does already have Warp Gate, so that's pretty important that he can get sentries instantly, but he only has 1 gateway finish.
Did he not see the Banelings? Did he not see that?
Oh, I think he did see.
I don't think he did, man. He's not
it's
thinking
possible
cannons.
he didn't.
There's no cannons.
Oh, well, yeah, maybe not. Well, we do see that this Oracle is getting, like, insane amounts of drones at the moment.
God, 9 kills.
All right, he does have 3 sentries as well. That's pretty darn good. Wow, this is so ineffectual so far.
Ineffective, yeah, man. This is pretty...
Ineffective? No, it's ineffectual.
You're like, it's ineffectual, tasteless. That's the word. So we have...
This is my language, too, Tasteless. You don't own this language.
I think I own that part of it. We got the Lings, again, coming up here, and this is just completely getting shut down. 16 workers to 37, by the way. Not so much more than a dent, really. GG couldn't even finish summing that one up before he taps out SOS. I mean, just things are bouncing off of him.
Yes, indeed. That was a really good defense. Very strong. 3 sentries, plenty. Killed enough drones that it was like, well, you better win right now. Had the Mothership Core, had the Nexus Cannon. The Banelings were like pretty much wasted on that Stalker. Sacsri just, you know, he did his best there. He had the bad end of build orders. He had the bad end of pretty much everything.
Well, bad end of the execution there, too.
Yeah.
At the very end.
He had the short part of the what is that called?
The everything.
short part of the wishbone.
That means his wish did not come true.
Yeah.
And that's why it's very dangerous to mess with wishbones and voodoo and all sorts of stuff like that.
That's right.
So we're going to go into game number 2 now. Let's see if Sacsri can turn this around. I mean, just a really solid hold there by SOS. I feel like there's nothing that really surprises SOS.
Well, yeah.
The way that he thinks about everything and counters people so hard.
I think the most surprising thing for SOS is probably realizing how far ahead he is sometimes. He's like, what? Like, with that? Whoa!
We saw Sacsri a little bit shaky in that booth here. So the pressure's really on. You know, he did beat MMA and did, you know, I would say barely lose to Curious back there. It just comes down to this now.
He's played well today.
And you know, Code S is a monster of a tournament. I mean, we have great players who knocked out every day. Is Sacsri gonna come back? Or is SOS gonna do what I think most people have expected since the start of the day? Move on to the round of 16 here. Bottom left in the red, our Zerg, he is.
Mind Sanity Sacsri.
His clan tag and his ID rhyme. It's great. In the upper right, in the blue, our Protoss player. He is.
It's not the greatest rhyme.
No, it's not.
Gene Green Wings SOS.
We can't say that rhymes, can we? Even though they both end with S.
No. We can't,
Green
unfortunately.
Wings SOS.
Yeah. It's like, I don't know what rhymes with SOS to begin with.
SOS? That's a good question.
Yeah.
Best OS?
Well, I don't know if that's a word. I think you just put a bunch of...
SOS isn't a word either.
Yeah, I guess that's true. But I guess there's no word that rhymes with that, though, unfortunately, for a team name.
It's like another gateway at the ramp. SOS kind of playing safely against Sacsri. Not too surprised.
Well, I think it's smart. I think Sacsri probably feels like the lesser player against a player like SOS.
I think every player feels like that against SOS.
Yeah.
Quite sure, no matter who you are. You're just like, oh god, this guy.
So we have that hatch first coming down here. I got to say, is Sacsri off to a better start here, at least with the build orders, than the last game we had.
Definitely smart for him to drone scout while doing this. Doesn't want SOS to just march across the map and kill him with a probe that makes cannons, you know? Well, might have a pretty normal opening from both players.
Well, let's see where this game brings us. Oh, that's cute. We see the extractor being occupied now.
He's not going to get much gas from an extractor up there.
Yeah, normal SOS, unfortunately.
That was a good.
Which may be the point.
Yeah, you're right. In fact, maybe that is the point.
Maybe
no,
that's
I don't want to
strategy.
give him too much credit.
We have the Cybernetics score starting here. So this is a bit of a slower game here, for early on at least.
Well, that might be a good way to play against SOS here. This guy, you can't really throw him off.
Well, Artie.
Yeah.
It's going to be a little bit of downtime, my friend.
It is indeed.
Till we see
our
what
favorite type of time.
Downtime. Downtime is pretty good.
So, we actually don't have a cast for a week after this.
That's true. We have a week off.
What are you going to do?
You know, I don't know. I think I'm just going to kind of nerd out and play Heroes of the Storm a lot.
Yeah.
I did get GTA 5.
How are you liking it?
It's good. It's quite funny.
Did you steal a car yet?
I have. I've stolen several. Yeah.
Excellent.
I've run over some people.
You ran over people?
I did. You can do that in this game.
Wait, you can run over people in GTA?
You can. You can steal cars. You can shoot people, and yeah, there's all sorts of things you can do.
Well, I'm gonna protest
You know, the first
that.
thing I said when I ran over somebody, I said, "You can't do that in StarCraft." That's what I said immediately.
Until you watch the Hellions just run over the carcasses of the Marines they just fried.
Yeah.
Because he's going Marines and you're going mech, and you just know that you're just...
Oh, I like the hidden probe, by the way, down here. It's a good hiding spot for it.
Crouching
and look
probe,
at that forge.
hidden cannon.
Crouching probe, hidden cannon, my friend.
Yeah. Well. It looks like SOS probably just going to go into like a 3-base build here with that forge. That's my guess, at least. Obviously 3-base for Sacsri. We'll have to see what they want to go after that. But so you're going to play a lot of GTA 5?
Yeah, we'll see. I don't know if I'm going to end up beating it or not. I didn't beat GTA 4. I played through like a lot of it, and I just stopped.
I think I played 15 to 20 hours of the GTA that was in Miami, whatever one that was, like a long time ago. Had to be 10 years ago.
I mean, it could have been, yeah. That would sound about right.
Yeah, and then I just like don't care anymore, I think. I was just like, okay, I did it. I stole all the cars. I have a mansion with a motorcycle
You
in the
basically
garage,
had
whatever.
it, yeah. Here's that Roach Warren, by the way.
You think it's defensive or offensive?
I mean, it's hard to say right now. I suppose it could just be defensive.
I don't
think this is the map that you want to be offensive on unless Protoss takes a premature 3-base. And I think if you're building that, hoping that Protoss just happens to take a 3-base and you attack him with it, you're probably playing wrong. So
yeah, and they probably should be able to hold something like that. I think you're right. I think it's more of a defensive play, but that's 8 roaches, so it's not. It's absolutely not.
Okay, I mean, I guess he's going to do this. That's interesting, though.
By the way, spores start as he does fly a hallucinated oracle over everything.
Yeah, nice moves here by SOS. Yeah. He's doing the mind games.
Can you? Yeah.
That's already 3 drones basically killed.
It's a powerful move.
Let's see. Is he going to get any cancels?
He wants them to finish. Will they get canceled? He's finishing.
Oh, yeah, 1 cancels. I don't know if the 3rd one was canceled. Okay, so he got 2 to make in there. He probably should have waited.
You know, it's too bad that people don't type in professional StarCraft. That's where you type a little smiley face.
Yeah, winky face.
Just get under their skin a little bit.
Winky face with the tongue out as the thing disappears. The other nerd's going, oh!
Yeah, that's exactly it.
I hate Protoss! Oh!
Yeah. Said every nerd.
The nerd hits his table. His mom goes, hey! Keep it down! You go, oh, my mom doesn't understand. She doesn't even know what Oracle is. Oh, hello.
Wow.
Whoa.
What am I watching here? Like, I mean, I like the speed of the Twilight, how it's before the 3rd base, and the addition of the gateways. That makes you like a lot safer against all these roaches. But that gold base, very interesting. Now, the thing is about the gold base on this map, it's in such a tight choke that good force fields hold on to that thing for like a really long time. It's quite hard to break through that, especially with something like roaches. So you're just kind of zoning out, trying to see where everything's headed. Has a wall on top of those rocks. So like SOS actually is playing strategically really nicely here. This is very cool.
This might be a game where Sacsri suddenly realizes he's just behind and can't catch up. Let's see, if he's going to attack, he has to do it like very quickly here because there's going to be a wall of cannons at this gold base. And once Protoss gets that gold base with cannons up, well, I guess he already has cannons up. Excuse me, I didn't see that. If he gets it, even more secured, it's really hard for the Protoss player to win. And what's funny about this gold base here is that you can pretty much wall it off and cannon it up and then go back and defend the entrance over here because everything's pretty nicely walled off,
Yeah, and like if you look at the area that his units have to move through, he is going to be so quick to react against anything, right? Like, the roaches have to walk so far around to attack anything, and he's got all these tiny chokes. He's playing this really, really well. God, SOS.
Yeah, this is...
like, literally.
Well, this is a pretty nice surround here. The Lings, you don't want to let them get this much surface area. But I guess you could just blink. I guess that's a pretty good ability, isn't it? So...
Blink is all right.
Yeah, it's not bad. And you know what? Force Field, also a pretty good ability. How about that? And, oh.
It's good strat to use good abilities.
Yeah. That's how I should play every time. So, he's winning these engagements all pretty well.
Yeah.
This is a good arc with the roaches. Once these force fields at the bottom go away.
He's going to be out of force fields very, very soon here. He still has a good amount of stalkers, so he might actually be okay. Warping plenty more. He is about to have an immortal out here as well. The Lings are going to make it a little bit scary again, but he's killed off so many roaches that it's fine. I think we might be hitting that area, where people just like continue to make stalkers because that's the right choice.
Yeah, this is this sort of becomes a stalker micro UMS or something. So now Protoss has a supply lead. You can see at the top right, major income advantage here with the gold base being acquired. Yeah, he could just keep trying to close in. Immortals being made, and Zerg is sort of stuck with a lot of roaches. We did see a 12-drone explosion there, which means the next attack should actually be quite strong here if SOS opts to use that.
Nice
actually, 2 Immortals
there.
Here.
That's really nice on those spines, though. But yeah, SOS is looking just so perfect this game.
Oh my god.
Yeah. Oh my god, too.
This is the beginning of the end. GG.
The end of the end, I guess.
The end of the end.
Sacsri realizing that his desperate attack there with the roaches absolutely not going to work.
Prologue after the end.
Yes.
It's now the interview
coming up now.
Right? Prologue is before epilogue.
Yeah.
Sorry, guys.
You fool.
Tasteless dropped the ball back there.
The postscript on the show of GSL.
Well, the story now is that Sacsri had an incredible day, but at the last match, he just didn't have it. You can see him defeated. I feel for the guy. He had some great games starting out.
He did.
But GSL is as much a test of stamina as it is diversity in play.
And sometimes it's just a test of, can you guess the right thing to beat SOS, because he's so good.
Yeah,
And this time, absolutely not.
SOS, I mean, don't play this guy in rock, paper, scissors, man.
Oh, no. He would slaughter the best rock, paper, scissors players. Just kill him. You wouldn't have any idea what's going on.
Well, I got to say, I don't think we can be, even though it's been painful to see Sacsri, you know, what he's going through after he lost today, we can't really be that disappointed that SOS is actually moving on.
Yeah, it's SOS. You know, we missed him last season, so it's great to have him go on to that round of 16. Definitely something you have to look out for. He might just win the whole GSL. That is absolutely a possibility. This guy is a threat to win any tournament he enters. I think the hardest thing for him is probably group stages. If he makes a round of 8, it's just like, well, how do you prepare for that match? How do you do that?
I mean, he's got to be one of the hardest people to prep against. And we're saying that just for the build orders and the strats he uses. You know, when he chooses to incorporate cheese in a best of 3, best of 5. It's crazy. Anyways, let's see what he's thinking right now.
진출자입니다. 진에어 그린윙스 김유진 선수.
Our last player to advance to the round of 16 is Inner Green Wings
마지막
SOS.
진출자네요. 소감 어떠세요?
How do you feel today to be the last player to advance?
제가 생각하기에도 잘 못하는 것 같아가지고 올라갈 수 있을까?
You know, I think I haven't been performing as well recently. I was a little bit worried maybe I would make it to the round of 16.
마음은
I
안
tried to keep my confidence
연기는
and that helped me
수준급이었던 것
advance.
같아요. 마지막에 연결체 연기. 그리고 어떤 생각으로?
How did you get to?
연기를 하려고 했던 게 아니고
Let me. She says, what inspires you to make the gold expo at the last set?
공격을 유도하려고 했었는데 생각보다 늦게 하셔가지고
I just wanted to take the gold base,
올인이
and I wanted to have him engage me and attack at me. But he figured out my gold base a little bit later, so I was just able to take it and end that match a little bit more easily than I think.
이원표 선수와의 그
I expected.
경기는 아쉬움이 많이 남으셨는지 아까도 제 경기
So you must have some
말씀하셨는데
disappointing
뭐가 가장
points, especially
아쉬우세요?
playing against
제가 생각하기에
Curious.
이원표 선수랑 하면 그냥 게임이 좀 이상한 것 같아요. 제가 하고
When I play against
싶은
Curious, I
것도 잘
think
못하고
that the games end up
원래
into
그
a
정도로
strange point.
심각하진 않는데 이원표 선수가 제 위에 있는 것 같아요.
I don't feel like I get to play my builds the way I intend them against players like Curious. I think Curious is just
굉장히 잘 준비를
is actually on a higher level than me right now.
1세트부터 이관문 광전사 찌르기 정말 평범하지 않은 김유진
So you
선수와의
went for the
재밌는
gateway
경기였는데
rush
그
in the
경기
first
속도가
set against
굉장히
Curious.
유리했잖아요. 근데 또 불리해졌어요.
And you were able to get that advantage in the early game and then win later on. Tell us about that.
3분의 2 확률로 대각선 나오면 크립 안 보이고
Well, you know, it's a 4-player map.
나가려고 했었거든요.
And I had 66% chance of getting the proxy off.
근데 운 좋게
I felt lucky.
걸려가지고 쉽게 이기나
And I
싶었는데
felt very
상대
fortunate when I found him at the
선수도
5 o'clock base
제
location.
컨트롤도 미흡해서
I thought that was going to be an easier win, but Curious actually defended it pretty well. And I made a few silly mistakes in my control and
제가
decision making.
물어보고 싶은
But ultimately, I was able to win that set.
딱 갔는데 거기에 적의 기지가 없었을 때
But I did mess up the 2
그때는
sets after
이제
that.
제 2의 플랜, 제 2의 빌리가 뭐였을까 그게 궁금했는데 뒤지치고 나갈 생각이셨던 건가요?
상대 선수한테 제 유닛을 하나도 안 보여주고 쳐야지 그래도 좀 나을 것 같아가지고
역시
You went for some cool GG timings
평범하지가
today.
않은데
And he said, I didn't just want to show my
굉장히
units
김유진
to
선수
the
좀
opponent.
아까운 경기력 정말 멋진 경기력이었습니다. 이
So I
세트에서
typed cool GG
거의
and then went out of the game.
인구수가
I didn't actually see that, but I guess that happened.
상대는
I think it's from
꿀밤을
the
먹고
game where he
있었고요.
just kind of
그
like left.
경기를
Oh,
굉장히
right.
잘 따라갔었는데 그 경기에서는 어떠셨는지 궁금하네요.
제가 밖에 해철이 지은 걸 알아가지고 선포지로 맞춰가려고 했었는데 9시일 줄은 상상도 못해가지고
I knew that he had
암울해져
a
있었던 것
base at 9 o'clock,
오늘
but I found it out a little bit late.
아쉬움이 생겨서
So I was
패사전에
in-
가게
so I
됐는데
was in a disadvantage
그래도
for
이렇게
most of that
16강
game then.
진출을 만들어냈습니다. 자, 이번 시즌은 후회 안 해야죠. 자, 조지명 씨는 어떠세요? 오랜만이죠.
He says, you shouldn't have any regrets this season. How does it feel to go into
제
the group
생각에
selection? for
꿀이라고
you?
생각하고 있을 것 같은데
I think that every player will think of me as an easy opponent,
좋겠어요.
actually.
아무나
So I hope I will.
종족
Anybody who
상관없나요?
picks me in the early stage.
신경 쓰스루.
Yeah, he's hoping to be picked early.
막 잃을 게 없거든요. 그래서 그냥 제가 하고 싶은 거 하려고.
I feel that I have nothing to lose.
많이
So I'm just going to do the builds that I want to
그 정도는
and
아닌데
try to win the round of 16.
좀 이기려고 하니까 잘 지더라고요 요즘. 그래서 그냥 하고 싶은 거 하려고요.
If I try my best to win, I tend to lose. So I'm just going to play games in a way that I'm comfortable with. Maybe that'll help me advance a little bit more easily to the round of 8.
완벽한 경기력으로 올라가진 못했지만 16강에서
I didn't show perfect matches today,
경기력 보여드릴 수 있도록
but I'm going to try to do my do better in the round of 16.
조성국 선수가 혹시
That was his words
40점
to his fans, by the way.
경기 점수 부여한 거 혹시 보셨어요?
So Maru
그거는 네 자기의 경기를
scored himself with 40
10점이라고
points in his interview.
하시더라고요.
40% of his play
40%,
level.
excuse me.
조성주 선수가 전태양 선수와의 태태전을 40점이라고 해서 혹시 이제 또
That was against
팀
TY
김민희
though.
선수는 오늘 경기에 몇 점 정도를
So anyways, how
주실까?
would you score yourself here
한
today?
번은 그냥 엄플 갖고
네.
숙소에 와서 VOD를 열심히 보더라고요.
Said, well, I don't think he was being honest when he gave himself 40%. He saw those VODs.
옆자리라서 보이는데
And SOS doesn't think he's actually that bad. He says he actually sits next to SOS in Team House.
네, 자,
And he was
김민희
feeling
선수,
proud
오늘 다시 한번
of
16강 진출
Maru watching the
축하드립니다.
VODs. So he says he was probably being
자,
sarcastic.
이렇게 오늘 시즌 2의
Well, I'll tell you who gets 100%
마지막
for casting
16강
this.
진출자 진에어 그린
It would be
The Korean
a
casters today.
Artosis.
Would be JYP today. Yeah,
It would
give
be
it up, guys.
JYP. He
did
gets
a great job.
110%.
Yeah.
He did the extra credit. So, today, Curious and SOS move on. Our prediction of MMA moving on was wrong, but
Yeah.
Curious
Racial
is
balance,
not.
that's a good thing now.
Yeah, and Curious is certainly not a bad player to have in the round of 16. Remember, it might be one of Curious's last Code S's, if not the very last Code S for him. So that'll be a cool little story to keep track of as this tournament develops. How far does Curious go? How will he possibly end his StarCraft II career before doing his compulsory military service?
Well, guys, look at this. Players with selections in this group round is going to be a life, parting hero, and innovation. Oh, poor Parting, you can't make the group of death in Group D this time. Oh, you poor guy. But look at the players that they do get to choose from. It is a ridiculously, awesomely stacked round of 16. Some very exciting faces in here, like Fantasy and Gumiho, that you might not have expected. Youngshik in there as well. I'm excited to see how some of those players do that don't normally get so deep in tournaments right now.
Well, round of 16 is sizing up to be pretty terrific. So definitely tell your friends to join us for that. That'll be starting same day, same time as today, because on Friday we'll have the group drawings.
That's right. That's right. So
Group
definitely
selection.
do check that out, guys.
Yeah.
You can come down and watch it even live at the studio if you like. So I'm sure that's going to be a lot of fun. The round of 16 group selections are always really funny and stuff. We always take a lot of highlight clips from it for later.
Yeah,
on
there's a lot of
tournaments.
trash talk. And
Yeah,
it's pretty cool.
These guys are all like kind of friends, and they kind of their egos get involved. It's fun times. It's cool.
It's good. So definitely check that out. And of course, we're going to be here next week too. We'll be bringing you all that action.
That's right.
As the GSL Code S unfolds.
All right. Well, until then, guys, what do we do them, Tasteless? Do we love them?
Yes. Yes. We love you, and we'll see you in the round of 16. So from Tastosis and the rest of the GSL staff, good night. See you for the round of 16.